What is up, everybody? Welcome to Speak Now Pro Wrestling. It is Wednesday, March 19th. It's your girl, Denise Salcedo, joined by Righteous Reg. We are here to chat some AEW Dynamite. Reg, first and foremost, how are you?
It's your favorite rapper, your favorite writer, your favorite podcaster, Righteous Reg, Media Man. I'm doing great. It's Wednesday night. That was a super fun episode of Dynamite. The streak continued after it got restarted. So I'm excited to be here, Denise. I thought we had a lot of fun on this. And yeah, let's do it.
It's not a streak if it was paused for a moment, Reg.
Why
Not a
can't you
streak.
restart a streak, Denise?
You can't. It's done. There is no streak. For those of you who are tuning in and you're like, what the hell are Denise and Reg yapping about now? Well, at the start of today's show, I looked at this card for AEW Dynamite and I thought to myself, you know what? We're going to have a lot of really good matches today. I think today's going to be like really wrestling heavy. And we kicked off with the four-way, incredible match. We got into the Mercedes match. Very fun match too. And then into that, we went into the Jon Moxley, Adam Copeland match. And we're going to have some thoughts. And I'm curious to see what you guys think because I feel like we may be on different pages. I'm not entirely too sure. And then from there, after that, we got back into some good matches with Will Ospreay and AR Fox, and then the actual main event. It was 4 matches today, right? I'm not skipping anything, am I?
5 matches.
No. 5. Which match am I missing?
You said the four-way,
the four-way, the women's match, the street fight, the Will Ospreay match.
women's
Oh yeah,
match.
and
Yeah.
the main event. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
cool. I forgot to count the street fight. Okay, I was just counting 4. All right, but anyways, we had 4 out of 5 good matches. That is not a streak, Reg.
Who says the streak can restart after the streak ended? It's like the Undertaker.
No, that's not how it works, Reg. For a streak to be a streak, it's got to be the whole way through. So we got 4 out of 5 really strong matches on today's show. So I still feel like this was a really good wrestling day for AEW Dynamite. Like there was just a lot of good matches that we saw. And I kind of want to actually kick things off at the closing of the show, primarily since we just watched it. So it's at the top of our minds. We had Toni Storm on commentary as she's watching Megan Bayne versus Kris Statlander. I was a little surprised at how quick we got to this match, but I was like, all right, let's do it. Okay, I'm curious to see how this is going to turn out. And as the night went on, Reg, people in our chat during the watch along were pointing out how this was looking like it was going to be the main event. Going into the show, I thought it was going to be the four-way, but it did end up being this match here. And so I want to start off by getting your thoughts on the actual matchup, and then we'll talk about the post-match stuff that happened afterwards. But how'd you feel about Kris and Megan?
Yeah, I think first of all, of course, people were coming into the show being like, 2 women's matches? That's amazing. I mean, it's a low bar. The bar is in hell, but we're happy to see women get more opportunities like this. When it's a main event, it's even better. As the show went on, it's like, oh, it is going to be the main event. Like when it's confirmed, it's like, that's a great thing. 2, I think this says a lot about how they feel about Megan Bayne, Denise. They've been showing her in a pretty high light throughout her whole opportunity being in AEW already. Like, you know that they're behind her and they're excited about what's happening. Putting her in the main event this soon against Statlander, a proven commodity, I think it's a great bit for all women involved. Toni Storm, like everything around it is great. The match, super fun. I didn't think they would get to it so quickly because I think this is one of those matches that is going to be, we're going to be seeing in AEW for the next couple of years at this point. But I think it was a really good starting point. Like 2 of the strongest women in the promotion, the people feel a certain way. They kind of like compared these 2 women coming up, the way that they came up in the independent wrestling. So we're going to get to this match eventually. Thought they did a lot of super fun stuff. Statlander was in her, I still got a lot of tricks you guys haven't seen mode. She's working a different type of way. Megan Bane's a big, strong woman who keeps just destroying. It feels like every time Stat would get like some momentum or something behind her, here comes Megan Bayne and knock her out of there, knock that thing out. Just like she consistently stayed in control and kind of showing that like, I'm a big deal. There's a reason I'm in this main event. There's a reason that Toni Storm is going at me like this. And so at this point, Denise, they got out to outside of the ring and I was like, I said on the stream, I hope they don't do a double count out because it felt like the makings of what a double countout could be. They had Toni Storm involved, but then Megan Bayne hits an F5 and then hits another F5 and kind of has a clean win at the end. Another kind of surprising thing, but with how they're treating Megan Bayne and where they expect her to go, it's not really that surprising. So I thought it was super strong showing for everyone involved. Megan Bayne's going to be a big superstar here in AEW. They got one in her, Denise.
Yes. All right. So there's kind of a lot to say. And I think that the most important thing to say is that I feel, because again, I wasn't expecting this to be the main event, but this is why I did like that it was the main event. One, I feel like it's a testament to Toni Storm, because Toni
Yes.
Storm has been doing, I mean, brilliant work, right? We've been talking about her feud with Mariah May for such a long time now. They had several matches with one another, but coming off of AEW Revolution, Reg, these women, Mariah and Toni, they got themselves a 5-star match. All
Yes.
right. And they were, I believe they're the first ever AEW women's match to get a 5 stars for their match. So that's
First
huge
ever
too.
American women's match to get a 5-star ever.
In AEW,
No, in wrestling
just in
history.
general,
In
wrestling
any
history.
American promotion, this is the first one
Jesus
ever.
Christ. See,
Yeah.
even better,
Yeah.
even better. So what I'm trying to say here is that they have really proven that the women should not be disregarded. That was a big topic coming out of Revolution. People being like, why wasn't that the main event? That should have been the main event. That was, the story, the most interesting story. That was the match that was, one of the most interesting matches of the night. It was match of the night for a lot of people. So that was a big conversation. So at this point, what you have right now is Toni Storm. Toni Storm is a big star. She's a
Yes.
draw. People love her. People love to watch her videos. People love to watch her wrestle. People love to hear her talk. Anything involving Toni Storm is going to get some sort of reaction, all right? If there are certain guys that if this was a guy, they would be setting it up with their next opponent with this respect, right?
Yep.
Of being, okay, this person is set up to face this guy. So we want to make sure that whoever is facing this person is set up properly, is presented properly so that it matches the magnitude of what this person has become. And so Megan Bayne, she is still new to AEW. She still hasn't had an opportunity to, this was the biggest thing she's had to do here on Dynamite. This was a huge opportunity for her to be in the main event with Kris Statlander, all of that, right? But the fact that they had Megan Bayne and Kris in the main event spot, to me, was to also show that, hey, not only are we trusting Kris Statlander, who's obviously, very experienced in this match and, putting it on with Megan Bayne, but the person that is going to come out looking good out of this is in particular going to be Megan Bayne. And she's the one that is being prepped up for Toni Storm. The match was made for Dynasty. But this to me was, again, respect also for Toni Storm, because now you not only have to continue building her consistency, but anyone that she steps into the ring with, you need to make sure that they are also being presented like a top-notch challenger. And so having Megan Bayne so quickly in the main event scene, win the way that she did, look the way she does, and now being in this matchup with Toni Storm, I thought that was the best way to set this up. So I liked the way that all of that sort of fell into place. And even afterwards, it was so quick the way that Toni Storm basically made this match. She called her a big bitch. God, I was like, I don't even know how to say that without laughing. But it really is this thing where I'm excited that Toni Storm has leveled up so much that anybody in Toni Storm's circle, anybody in Toni Storm's feud is going to have to also be treated as such.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, Denise. It's like we worry a lot about post pay-per-view feuds for not just the women, just in general. Like, how are they going to capitalize off of whatever momentum that they have? Toni Storm's in that you have to immediately do something with her. If she just got out of a big feud, we have to get to another one immediately. So this all felt good. Megan Bayne, I think we talked about it on Grapsity, and I've talked about it with Phil a few times on how AEW has to get into a position where they have to take chances on new people, on people that aren't established, and you have to kind of just throw them in the water and see how they're going to do. That's what this feels like. This Megan Bayne thing is like, we know we got a big superstar. We know what the future is going to hold, but let's see right now. Let's throw her in there on the deep end against Toni Storm, see how she does in this big main event feud, see how the fans react to her, see how she reacts in these whole situations. I think this is exactly the way to go, because we have to start building this roster of other women and other people that we don't see get the opportunities. It's kind of like what we'll talk about in the four-way with Orange Cassidy and like how some new people need to be presented. I thought it was also interesting as the pay-per-view, Denise, people talked about the women's match to be the main event. And then in this show today, they had the world title in the middle of the show and then the women main eventing. And we left with such a better taste in our mouth post this main event. So it's just a bunch of interesting things kind of connected to this.
Right, right. And it was funny because I'm hearing you say like having AEW, they need to take a chance on someone new. Do you remember when Jade, for example, when Jade
Mm-hmm.
started in AEW? I didn't know anything about Jade Cargill. She was
Right.
completely new to me. But the way that AEW presented and built Jade up, hell, that's what got her the spot that she's in now with WWE. Had
Exactly.
AEW not built her up that way, you don't think WWE wouldn't have looked at her that way, right? Of course, she's
Nope.
got a very, unique look, so that definitely helped. But who also has a very interesting look. And if they were built up in a similar way, kind of like Jade, I'm not saying she has to go on a streak or anything like that, right? But just like the presentation of that, Amazonian woman, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to be
Fine.
the. That's not what I was thinking,
Oh, I
Reg.
thought that was going to be next.
I was thinking, this very, very like powerful, strong,
Mhm.
badass. I mean, look at her. She looks like a goddess. So yeah, it is one of those things that you're gonna
She
want to
does.
make sure to like prop her up, right? Propel her to like whatever the best thing she can do. And so I almost see like a little bit of a correlation between her and Jade Cargill, where again,
Yeah.
the way that they made Jade Cargill feel larger than life.
Yeah, it's
I
just
feel like they can do that with Megan.
I think it's just kind of what the wrestling business is. And like if management is like, we see something in this person and you think that they're gonna give them a push, that incentivizes fans to try to get behind them too, especially if they fit the bill. Like there's been some times where management will get behind a wrestler and they're force them down our throats. But if you force someone down our throats and they're dope and they're good and they have the look and they have all the things, it just hits different. And that's what this Megan Bane things feels like. It's like we know she's a superstar. We could see with our eyes. We've seen her work. Like she's gonna be in the position. So put her in those positions now. It's just great for women's wrestling. I hope we get more main events like this. Toni Storm's a great way to lead the way. Like this is great for everybody.
No, it really is. I'm excited. They made the match for Dynasty. So Megan Bayne versus Toni Storm. So that's going to be something that we're just
It's
like,
gonna
all
be
right,
good.
let's go. Let's see what we get out of this and what we can get from this. But I really want them to dedicate a good amount of time into building up Megan Bayne because we
Yeah.
know that maybe she's not going to, defeat Toni Storm. She's so relatively new. Hell, maybe she is. Who the hell knows, right? But
I don't know.
let's just say that if she doesn't defeat Toni Storm, the second time around, I want them to spend that time really making her into a force to be reckoned with so that
Right.
second time around we're like, all right, that's it, it's definitely time for Megan Bayne to win the title. So I
Mhm.
don't know, I mean, they could do something shocking and pull the trigger at Dynasty, but Toni Storm's so over right now that I can't really see it happening. But if they wanted to surprise us, they could.
I mean, you said it in the show where Toni Storm needs to end up, what the collision course of this division really is, and that could be Toni Storm and Mercedes Moné. So if that's the way we're going, I don't really see her losing this soon. But crazier things have happened.
Yeah, no, let's not forget that All In is on the horizon. And we've had a lot of names mentioned for like the men's Owen, which we'll get to in a second, but we haven't had any for the women yet. Have we? Have any women declared Jeff the Owen? They have not. But
No.
I want them to start getting to that because don't forget that the winner of the Owen gets a title shot. And so I feel like they have to I was thinking like, okay, maybe Mercedes Athena for All In. And I know that was a lot of people's hopes. But the other big match that they have to do at some point is Toni Storm and Mercedes Moné. And right now, that does feel like the hottest direction
Yeah.
if they were going to go that direction because Toni Storm's hotter than she's ever been. And then Mercedes is Mercedes, And to see them go head to head, I hope that's where we end up.
Yeah, I was on the Mercedes and Athena at All In train just because of how they set it up, the press conference, like everything felt like it was leading to that. With these recent developments, and maybe we could go into the match with Mercedes and Billy, I think that we might get the Mercedes and Athena match before that. If what they're kind of setting up here is where I think they're leading to, we could get the Athena match before that, which would be great. So there's so many ways you can go with this.
So I'm reacting this way because I was just thinking about that all-in ticket sale press conference that I went to in Dallas, and all of the feuds that they kind of like hinted at for All In, I don't think are happening, like
No.
any of them,
Yeah.
because they hinted at, okay, a Mercedes and Athena, right? That was like a topic. I don't think that's gonna happen. They hinted at Darby Allin possibly winning the AEW World Championship. I was on that train for a long time. I don't think it's gonna happen anymore after everything that's happened with Jon Moxley and all of that. They also hinted at Bobby Lashley and Swerve Strickland kind of having some beef there. And that looks to be completely over and done with. So,
Ship
like,
has
pretty much
sailed.
everything that they teased, I hope I'm not forgetting anything, but it feels like everything that they teased at that event is like done.
Yeah, Mercedes and Toni was there too, though, right? Because I feel like
Toni Storm was not there. No,
she was not there. Okay, so yeah, nothing. All the things that they teased could not come to fruition, or they're gonna do it before we get to the show, which a lot of those matches felt like.
right. So it's kind of funny how fast like things change. Like the tide changes very fast in pro wrestling. But we got
Hella quick.
Infamous Raider Loco here who says, "Love the matching blue fit you guys have on Denise's hair heart." I know I did ponytails today. Did you notice, Reg? I'm
No, I didn't
channeling
notice.
my inner. This is so sad. You're gonna laugh at my inspiration because I look nothing like my inspiration.
Mm-mm.
But my inspiration was Alexa Bliss.
What?
Yes, shut up, Reg.
I thought you were gonna say somebody you're in the same. No, okay. I guess I understand the inspiration, but like that wouldn't have been my guess.
Inspiration, all right. I didn't say look alike.
Listen, to each their own.
But out, Reg. All right. We got Tracy WV88 here who says, "Wanted to stop in and say hi since won't be on Friday." Ah, Tracy, I'm so glad that you're gonna be out having a life on Friday. That's what you need to do. I love it.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Tracy, for the love. We got Mike T90K who says, "Somebody please create Salcedo and Reg on WWE 2K25. Please put funny movesets and entrances because I can't do it myself. So please, someone do it and tag me."
I want to be a serious wrestler, Mike T90K. I don't want funny movesets and interests. I want serious. I want to be the world champion if you're creating me. Okay. Thank you.
I want to be a deathmatch high flyer.
See?
That's what I want to do.
What's your name? Pina Colada?
Pina Colada. I want to be Pina Colada, deathmatch high flyer. I want to do 630s, but also hit people with light tubes.
Yes. Please create Pina Colada, you guys. Please. We need you.
Thank you, Mike. We got Tenruza here who says video games are too much now, but pumped for Grand Theft Auto 6. Yeah, when is that coming out? Like, I don't even know.
Is there a release date? I think they just keep talking about it.
Tenruza also says this Dynamite was the women's show, all elite women. Now we had a lot of good stuff with the men too, though. We got Soundwave 80 here that says, "Hey Denise, does it make you a sicko if you watch AEW?" Absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, Denise was physically sick at points in this show, so I think so.
Probably, yeah, definitely. Can't wait to get to that. Anthony Cruz says, "Thank you, Soundwaves." We got Anthony Cruz that says, "Hey, Reg, Shayna Wayne is doing meet and greets." Oh, Reg, you cowered last time. You chickened out.
I knew you were going to bring this up.
You had a chance to meet Shayna Wayne. She was standing right there, and you chickened out. You didn't say shit. You didn't say hello. You didn't do nothing. You just stood there. You were like,
there was a line. It was at WrestleCon. I couldn't just be like, "Hey, lady."
I'm pretty sure her line wasn't like an hour long. It was probably like, what, 10 minutes, Reg?
Not even.
20?
Like 2.
You couldn't get in a 2-minute. See, do not blame the line, Reg. You were a chicken who could not go up there and say hello to Shayna Wayne.
No, that's not how the story goes, but I'll let you believe that. Sure.
You blew it.
Come on. I'll be at the meet and greet. I'll do this.
All right. If you take a picture with Shayna Wayne, what would you want? I got to give you like a reward or something.
Yeah, I'll get that reward. Don't you worry.
All right. Okay. Anthony, thank you so much. We got Matt here who says, "First time getting to tune into the show live. Love the Cali connection. Y'all are an integral part and of my work week." Oh, I love it, Matt. Hell yeah,
so
man.
Cool. Amazing. Thank you, Matt.
Yeah, it trips me out whenever people say they actually listen to us. I'm like, oh my God. I get nervous.
You do. Every time they're like, "Hey, this wrestler listens to this," Denise is like, "Oh, do they? Do they hear what we say?" Yes, that's what happens with listening.
I'm like, shit. I was like, oh fuck, I gotta be careful. I don't want to say nothing. I don't want to accidentally like say anything bad or anything like that.
It's an accident if we do, you guys. We don't mean it. We're just joking here.
Matt, thank you so much for the super chat. It's very kind of you, and hope you're having a good day. We also got a very generous super chat from Uriel Londeros. Thank you so much, Uriel. Very nice of you. Says it's been a minute since I've sent over a super chat. The wife watches the bank account like the hawk. Just wanted to say thank you, Reg and Denise. The Cali connection makes my week. The ladies killed it tonight. Let's effing go. I love it. First of all, good on your wife, man. All right.
She should. You gotta be on top of these finances. You might be out here wilding. So, but we appreciate you so much for the support.
Yes, yes. And I'm so glad that people are like, fuck yeah, like the ladies killed it today. See what I mean? Like when you put on a good show, that's usually when we get like the most positive, obviously, feedback, and people are excited about what they watch. And I feel like people are excited about what the women did tonight. So since we're on Uriel's topic, let's bring up the other women's match that we saw today. And that was Mercedes Mone versus Billy Starks. Billy Starks, 20-year-old Billy Starks, guys. She's already started to make a name for herself, you know, not just in the indies, but then Ring of Honor, her feud with Athena was very, very talked about. It's the thing I've heard most people talk about in Ring of Honor than anything else in recent years. So shout out to Billy Starks on that. But they had a match for Mercedes's TBS title. And what I liked about this was that this could have easily been like some sort of squash or something where Mercedes took her out, but they allowed Billy to actually get some comeuppance on Mercedes Moné. My favorite part was when Mercedes got her with a knee, and I thought, oh, damn, Billy's out. And Billy got her right back with another knee. That was very, very impressive. So I did enjoy that whole portion of it all. But we need to talk about that ending, though. That ending. She went for, we ended up seeing Mercedes lock in the statement, what's she calling it? The bank statement maker. What does she call it on AEW? Yeah, statement maker. And she ended up tapping out Billy Starks. But that was like the lead up to that, though, was very damn intense. I thought they freaking killed it in this match. And that's when I was happy about my 2 for 2.
Yes. Who's going to be surprised about this next statement? I loved it. Wow. Reggie, like Righteous Reds, loves the Mercedes match. Who's surprised? It's crazy. He's jumping out the window with this. No, when they announced this match, actually when they teased this match a couple weeks ago, Billy did the thing where Mercedes first threw a drink on her, then she retaliated. This was fighting over Momo. I was hyped on the tease because I was like, damn, if Billy gets this match, that's just so cool. That's one of the coolest things about Mercedes coming into AEW was matches like this. I was like, she's going to be in there with so many women that were inspired by her coming up, first of all, but so many women that just want to get in there and have this really fun, kind of crazy matches with her. So when they announced this, I was like, damn, that's going to be fun. Billy's going to be doing all the wild shit she always does because she's insane and tries to do backyard wrestling spots in her pro wrestling match. And there were a couple of them in this match here today. Just really fun stuff from both. I thought she showed great intensity. She felt present in the moment and really just like excelled. Like there are probably people being like, who's Billy Starks? Like a lot of people don't watch Ring of Honor. They don't know what she represents and kind of why she's in this position. And I think if this is your first time seeing Billy Starks, you're like, damn, Billy Starks could go. There was a lot that she was kind of dominating the match. That's what's so great about Mercedes and why she's great in this position that she's been in recently at this belt collector position is like she is the heel in most of the feuds and most of the matches, but she always lets the babyface shine for so much of it. And that's why the comebacks are always so great because she's in there taking punishment. She's selling, like she's making every wrestler that she's in the ring with look like there's somebody or look like there's worth it. Like you said, this could have been a squash match and been over in 3 minutes and people would be like, great, this is just Mercedes getting to the next step. But no, she gave Billy so many moments and so many spots, and that assault driver that looked like she killed Mercedes, and then that bump that she took on the apron that she's done many times. And you're like, oh my God, people are like, it's so funny because she did these spots in the indies and people were in the comments like, oh, all that for a hot dog and a handshake and classic indie stuff. And you'll never make money or be anything with that. And here she is hitting these spots against one of the biggest women's wrestlers in the world in a title match on TBS and Max. It's just crazy how life works. But I thought she killed it in it. Mercedes, of course, was Mercedes. All of her stuff looked great. Her positioning, like I said, her selling, her bumping, just like a great work match. I thought that Billy was awesome in it. And if this is leading to Athena and Mercedes actually having this match, perfect all the way around. Like this is how they should have Mercedes every time. The match with Indy Hartwell a few days ago from Hog was really great. Just her in positions against these younger up and coming women having great TV matches. That's how you get people to really latch on to Mercedes.
Right, but I also think that they also do need to, like, have, like, an actual feud with her and somebody else, not
I
just, like,
agree.
I mean, I would love it if it was Athena, that would be awesome, but at some
Mm,
point, I do also wanna see more of a story because look at how invested people were in Mariah and Tony. They were so invested in that. I wanna see something like that for Mercedes. Like, look how
yeah.
how invested they were in Mercedes and Harley. Just a
Mhm.
couple of backstage segments, and, people were so interested in their actual matchup. So I do want to see that piece of it too with
Agreed.
Mercedes. So,
Yeah,
I
because
mean,
it feels like they're trying to get to they know where they're going with Mercedes, and I feel like they're trying to get to her and Willow, but they gotta get some stories for her before that. Like it
oh, you
can't
think
just
they're
be
trying to circle back to Mercedes and Willow?
that's what it feels like. I feel like they're trying to get back to it at maybe Double or Nothing, the 1 year anniversary. Like I feel like they're on a collision course, but they can't have Mercedes slow walk the dog on the way there. Got to get her some matches, get her some stories, something to establish another person against her, if anything, you know?
See, this is what I think. I think that they don't have anything for Mercedes until the Owen. I think she's winning the Owen and she's getting the match with Tony, but I feel like they don't have anything from now until then.
Right. And they
Which is
need to
why
get
you were
something.
seeing the match with her and Momo, which
Yeah.
was great, right? Everybody loved the match, but the crowd was kind of dead for some of it though, because they knew like what the turnout was going to be. They weren't emotionally invested in it.
Right.
And so I feel like that's been part of what maybe has just been not that it's hurt her, but it hasn't been the thing that has gotten Mercedes, you know, they're not talking about her the way that they're talking about Tony.
Yeah, no, it's a thing when AEW fans or people that criticize AEW are like, these people only care about matches. These people only blah blah blah. No, AEW fans like matches, but they also want the stories to be involved with it. That's why, like you're saying, the Tony and Mariah story got so great and got to where it was because they were having beats and telling stories every single week, something to attach on, to feuding, two people that you can get attached to. And Mercedes hasn't had that where we're like, oh, that's her main feud. That's the main person, her main adversary. And I agree that she should have that.
Yeah, I feel so too because I say this all the time, but my favorite stuff that she did was with Willow, and I
Right.
didn't forget about that because that shit was dope.
Mhm.
Anyway, thank you so much to Uriel Landeros for the super
Thank
chat.
you.
It's very nice of you. We got Ten Ruza here who said Storm about to get new stuff out of Megan Bane. Let's effing go. I know I'm
Respect.
ready to see her personality because I don't know anything about like Megan from like her personality. If you were to tell me describe Megan's personality, I'd be like, I have nothing, right? Because
And
I don't know.
Tony keeps bringing it up on commentary, and anytime she talks, of being like, "Does she even talk?" Like I haven't heard her say any words. Like who?
She
Like
said that today.
What
Yeah.
does she represent? That's what's going to be so interesting about this Tony stuff. Post Mariah, Denise, because it's like, can she do it again? Can she have such a great feud with other people? Was it a one-time thing? Like, will we be able to see her elevate other women's wrestlers? Like, it's pretty exciting to think about.
Yeah, yeah. I'm very excited about that. I really want to see Megan Bane just like blossom in this. So we'll see what we get.
Right.
We got Ten Ruza who also says, give us 4 women's matches at Dynasty. Come on, TK. Well, hey, well, Tony, Megan,
Hmm.
one match right there. They could do you think they do Marina and Willow? Or no?
I
You
mean,
think it's pay-per-view
I don't
quality?
know if that's a pay-per-view match.
Yeah, maybe
Marina,
pre-show, it could be pre-show.
I'm like, Marina's not really proven when the bell rings, so I don't know if they'll put
Right,
that
that's what
on
I'm
her.
saying. And
Yeah.
then the other one would be Mercedes, and maybe you can run back Billy?
Mercedes and somebody will be at the pay-per-view, but they need to be building the story already, and they're not.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Because I would love it for it to be Mercedes and Athena at Dynasty.
I mean, it could be that she did do the after the match, Mercedes had a promo towards the end of the night, and she was being like, "Who trained Billy?" Like all these subliminal shots at Athena, so maybe that's what we're leading to.
Right. Thank you so much, Ted Russo. We got Kid Cuddy here says, so Denise and Reg, if you had to bet all your money over or under 2 women's matches next week, I'm gonna say under.
Under. It's not going to be 2 weeks in a row. We had a good one here, but I don't know if they'll continue it.
I want to keep my money.
Yeah, straight up. We know what history has shown us.
Watch. You know what? Next week we're gonna get two more. We're gonna get 2 matches. You know what? They're gonna throw in 3. This is gonna be 3.
That would be amazing. I mean, if you want to prove us wrong, please do it.
Yeah, go right ahead. You know, we challenge you. We challenge you. No, wait. Get this. We triple dog dare you.
The triple dog dare is outside, you guys. So do it. Are you gonna prove us wrong?
Ten Ruza says now Speedball is here. Put Veda Scott on commentary. Yeah, I've been obviously like wanting to see more women in those kinds of roles because I feel like people are not used to women on commentary. And you want to know why? Because they're never ever given a chance to actually be there for a long periods of time for people to get used to them. You got to get used to them. We got the same people over and over in commentary.
Yep, commentary is one of the things that hasn't really progressed in pro wrestling. Like it's just like the same fools that have been around for 30 years. Like it's great when they bring out JR and all that, but it just like shows where commentary stands is like the biggest pop we have is when we bring out this guy that's been here for 50 years. Like we have to think about the future and we have to think about what's coming next, and having different people like Veda on commentary is what's needed.
You got to give people opportunities so they can grow, because of course they're not going to be compared. You can't compare them to like Tony Schiavone, who's been on TV forever, right? You're never going to get the chance to do that. So like, I feel like when it comes to commentary, you really got to let young people, men, women, I don't care, go out there and get the experience, man.
Yep.
Like,
and it's hard for AEW because they don't have like dark anymore. Like if you're on commentary in AEW, you're on Dynamite, Collision, or pay-per-view. Like those are the shows. Like it's you can't even like cut your teeth or learn on the job type thing. So they're gonna have to take a chance and do something. It's funny because like if you watch the beginning, like if you watch the old shows on Max, like they have a bunch of like some gamers with Speed, whatever that guy's name was, and like I remember Chris Van Fleet was on interview. Like they were trying stuff, it felt like at the beginning, but then they just kind of went to what wrestling always knows, and that's okay, but they should take more chances.
No, 100% take more chances, man, because that's what's gonna bring a fresh take and a fresh feel to the programming. And at some point you're gonna get there. Like what's gonna happen when, years from now you need a new team and there's no one that's ready.
Right. You haven't trained anybody because you've just been relying on the people that you have.
Right. So we got Jacob Tatum here who says, between Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland, who would you pick to defeat John Moxley? And is your top 5 best worst entrance song? Denise, WWE, AEW, Reg, AEW. I love it. Jacob catered this for both of us. All right. So really quickly, between Will Ospreay and Strickland, who would you pick to defeat John Moxley? Between those two options, Will Ospreay. I want to see Will Ospreay become AEW World Champion. That feels overdue already at this point. And then top 5 best worst entrance songs. I'll give you my top favorite entrance songs for me. Kane's Slow Chemical. King of Kings. I do love that song a whole lot. I love so many songs. they're all coming at me. Throw out the whole Forcible Entry, because the whole Forcible Entry album. There's a bunch of them that I love there, like the Disturbed song. I love oh my gosh, I'm getting nervous. There's so many. Oh, I love Christian's song too. Not the one that he has now, the other one. The one that's oh my gosh.
With the woman singer.
No, it's the one with I'm gonna have to look for it, Reg. Give your list while I look for it.
Well, first I want to say I want Swerve to beat Moxley at Dynasty, so I'm going to pick Swerve because that's in a few weeks, and I think that's the most.
Just close your eyes.
Just close your eyes. How does that go?
I don't want to.
It's WWE song.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think Swerve could beat Moxley at Dynasty.
This is not the one. There's another song that I like. It's not this one. It's not Just Close Your Eyes. Wait. I'm gonna mute myself. You listen to it.
I'm gonna be like na 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 na. That one, right? Can't turn the music on because we'll be dead in the water. WWE don't like that shit. Denise is if you guys can't hear or see if you're not listening, Denise is reacting to that song. She found the song.
The audio listeners are like, what is happening?
What?
No, I was listening to the song while I had myself muted and I got carried away because it's a good song. But I love that one. I also really used to love Ashley Mazzaro's theme song.
Oh yeah.
I still love Ashley. Still, obviously, still do. You know, rest in peace to Ashley. But I loved her. Like I remember, because she was like my kind of style, and I feel like as young girls, you usually like the girls that you feel are most similar to you. And I always liked like the rocker chicks because that's how I would dress at the time. You know, my cute little fishnets, my little skirts, little punk rock attitude. That was me. And so I would see Ashley Mazzaro and be like, oh my God, that's exactly what I want to be like. She's so cool.
Punk rock attitude.
I love her song. What? Like, it's so funny.
That got me good.
Like, I was never a fan of like the blonde women's wrestlers, and I hate to say that, but because I didn't have blonde hair, you know? And so for me, I couldn't relate. Well, Ashley Mazzaro was blonde, but she was cool because she had like streaks in her hair. So it was a little different. But she also had the, you know, the
different than Kelly though.
Right. I wasn't a Kelly fan. No, because I didn't relate to Kelly. I didn't relate to Kelly. I didn't relate to Trish Stratus. I didn't relate to Sable or Sunny or, you know, any of those girls. Like I related to the Litas, the Chynas, Ashley. I loved Mickey James and Melina. They were all the women that I thought to me were obtainable to become. You know,
all of them are fine too that you named. So my AEW is first is Bad Apple Brian Keith, and nobody's surprised here. Swerve. I really like Ospreay's song. Maybe just not because it's a great song, but just like when it starts, you know what's about to happen. The crowd's here. It's Ospreay's about to come down. Just what that song represents, I think, is a lot. Battle Cry, maybe just because of kind of the same situation of like it's not the best song you've ever heard, but like if you're hearing Battle Cry, Kenny Omega's coming. You know what I mean?
I like Darby's song too a whole lot.
Darby's song
and Hangman's old song too. Yeah,
Darby, yeah.
And Orange Cassidy's song, but not the one that he comes out with now. Doesn't he have another one?
Where's my mind?
That's the one I like. I like.
You don't like Jane?
Yeah. No, I like the other one.
And then what's a woman's one?
I already named one. I liked Ashley's. Who else did I like? Oh, I liked everyone's. I liked You Can Look But You Can't Touch.
A good one. The Bellas. Oh, I like Julia's. I guess that kind of the house.
I like Stephanie McMahon's theme. I'm all grown up. Yeah. Learn the story. Finally getting my turn.
Yeah. Who you know when a zone zing. About it when a zone zing. That's such a
I
think that's Nicki Minaj on the rap too, actually.
I like every song, Reg, that was included in the anthology CD because I had the anthology CD. It was the then, now, no, it was the Federation years. Then they had, whatever, the 3-disc anthology discs. I had that. I like all those songs. Yeah. We got Heidi Ho here who says, women's main event. What was this? NXT Dynamite? Damn right.
Yeah, I mean, NXT always has, it's not even a thing with them with their main event at this point. So, yeah, I see you.
This is a women are money. All right, Heidi Ho, thank you so much for the love, man. We got Ten Russo who says, need Red Velvet, Renegades, Twins, Kiara Hogan back. I haven't seen Kiara Hogan in, God, forever.
Where is she at? Yeah, it's been a minute.
It's been a long, long time. Thank you, Ten Russo. He also says, I met Shayna Wayne at Swerve Fozzy show in London. Ten Russo out here with more courage than you, Reg. Ten Russo had the balls to go say hello to Shayna Wayne. You have no excuses, Reg.
All right, listen, I'm gonna let you cook, okay?
Ten Russo says, will Mercedes versus Athena be title for title at Double or Nothing? Oh shit, then that definitely means Mercedes would be winning.
Yeah, totally. Like Mercedes is going to take all those belts, but I still think it's going to be Mercedes and Willow at Double or Nothing.
Ten Russo says Denise, the girl version of Christian theme is better. Look, hey man, I know what I like that song. I'm vibing with it. I'm good with it. I'm moving on. All right. Thank you so much, Tenruza. All right. With that being said, we got let me see. Let's rewind to the top of the show, by the way, because that one was the best match of the night, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Was the opening bout, which was a four-way title eliminator to determine the next opponents for Kenny Omega at Dynasty. And we had Ricochet versus Speedball Mike Bailey versus Orange Cassidy versus Mark Davis. And this was a hell of a match. Mark Davis was the best I thought that he's looked in forever since he came back. He went out there and he just looked like super strong, stood out in comparison to everybody else, because everybody else kind of wrestles a different style than Mark Davis. Ricochet, my God, I kept saying during the match that I kept seeing it in his eye that he felt like he was winning, because he just has that extra oomph in his step and everything that he does. Speed Mom Mike Bailey and Orange Cassidy with that little kickoff battle. I don't even know what to call it. A little kickoff war that they had there. One of the things that I liked about this was that we saw almost every combination of these four guys interacting in this match. And so I felt like I got so many matches all in one, because everybody interacted with everybody and everybody had like their moment in the match. And that to me was what made me feel like I was watching multiple matches in one. I love the way they laid out this four-way. It was match of the night. Like I can't I feel like this was had we not gotten all of the other good stuff that we got in and we just got this match, I still wouldn't have said it was a bad Dynamite, only because I really enjoyed this four-way.
Yeah, this match was awesome. I think if because what matches like this, multi-man matches, are supposed to represent is like a showcase for all the guys in the match, or all the people in the match. And that's what this match felt like tonight. Like you said, in points, everybody got their shine. Everybody got to look like there's a reason that they're in this match. Everybody got to look like they'd be a mean-ass contender to Kenny Omega. Mark Davis, like you said, came out there with a different purpose. Like, these guys fly, they do kind of different things. Mark Davis is just a big meaty guy slapping meat. He's just chopping people down, pile driving them like crazy, lariating people's heads off, just like being a bruiser ass dude out there. Really great showing for him. I thought that, like you said, Ricochet, this was his match to lose. He had the look in his eye. He came in here being like, I'm winning this. Like, they're entering this tournament. This is all just whatever till I get this championship. This is my tournament to lose. It felt like that. Speedball Mike Bailey has like this different energy right now. You guys know how I've talked about Speedball for years, where it just feels like all of his stuff is hitting like exactly like how I felt it would. His kicks, they sound so loud. They really connect with the fans. Just what he's doing. He hasn't even went 100% yet, and people already get why he's in this position. And I think Orange Cassidy, what he represented specifically in this match, is why he was in this position. The way that he interacts, the fans are still behind him. The way that he does his near falls, all the things that he does, he's just great at everything. And so there was one point where he got like a super sick false finish on Mark Davis, where we both were like, oh shit, Orange Cassidy, I thought he could win this. And so he just always represents that, and that's why he's good to have in this match. The finish, very interesting finish. Speedball Mike Bailey went for a backslide. Ricochet also got some leverage on Mark Davis. They pinned him at the same time, which was a great little bit in the show. Denise and I were both on opposing sides on who we thought won. Like, a lot of fun stuff in this. But yeah, if you were just expecting, like, when they say AEW, we're the best wrestle, this is the match. That type of matches they're talking about, right, Denise? Like, when they're like, AEW's about guys just going out there and going 1,000 miles per hour, everybody's throwing everything in the world. This is what this match was.
Well, speaking of going at 1,000 miles per hour, so the match that was made for Dynasty is Kenny Omega versus Ricochet versus Speedball Mike Bailey.
Wow. What?
Yeah,
Unreal.
I know. I'm so excited for this match, man. I'm really, really like, okay, we're gonna go. Like, this is gonna be a fun, fast-paced match. I can't wait. I do think that Speedball Mike Bailey is there to take the pin.
Oh,
I hate to say it, but it's true.
know.
I hate to say it, but it's true, because I thought about it this way, okay? Kenny Omega's winning this match. Kenny Omega ain't losing this match. We know that already, okay? We know Kenny Omega's winning this match. Ricochet has been on a roll right now. The feud with Swerve, which he lost, by the way. And you don't want to have him in back-to-back, taking L's back-to-back. So to me, I see this as a way to sort of protect Ricochet. Kenny gets his win, and it just happens to be over Speedball Mike Bailey, who's new and it's fine if he loses.
I think that's going to happen. I don't agree with that fucking logic, but
I'm
I do
sorry, Reg, am I
understand.
wrong?
No, losing to Kenny Omega ain't just like lose. Like you get into a feud and you
I
lose to Kenny
know.
Omega, that's different than just losing to some random fool. Like taking a loss from Kenny Omega is like taking a win from all the other wrestlers. You know what I mean? That's how I
Yes,
feel about it, at least.
that's how
Like
I
I feel
feel
like
about it too.
if
But you
Ricochet would
gotta
have won
understand that
and
probably not
lost,
everyone's gonna like. At the end of the day, though, you still want to have. At the end of the day, I think Ricochet has done a lot of work too, so I can imagine him wanting to maybe not having to go from one thing to another and fighting himself on the losing side.
yeah, that's fair. I mean, if you lost the feud to Swerve, you want to come out next with something that makes you look like a winner. So I do understand that. So yeah, I feel like the same way that you do. Mike Bailey's here to take the pin, but the match is going to be fucking unbelievable. Three-way with three of the best wrestlers in the world. If it's a singles match between any of these three combinations, it's amazing. So seeing the three of them together is going to be fucking crazy.
Yeah, I'm so excited for the matchup, man. Let's see what we got here. We got Jacob Tatum here who says that private party equals FBI witness protection program. Yeah, what are they up to?
Damn, Jacob, you just fucked me up. I was like, damn, where are they? They've been
I know
gone
I
for
saw
so
you
long.
glitching. You were like,
Yeah, I was
what?
like, oh shit, wait, where are Private Party? I
They're
don't
not in the
know.
clouds, Reg. You're not gonna find them in the
What?
clouds.
Dude, they lost the tag team championships and are on the milk carton at this point. What the hell? That's
That
crazy.
happens to a lot of people though. Like this is the serious we've been talking about this all the time. How many times aren't you like, "Oh yeah, I know this wrestler is good, but we haven't seen them in a long time."
It's
Happens to a lot of
frustrating.
people.
It's so
There's a
frustrating.
lot of people on that roster. A lot of people, Reg.
And not enough time. Even with Collision and everything, there's still not enough time. It's frustrating.
All right, we got Tenruza here. Thank you, Jacob. We got Tenruza who says, Victoria, all the things she said, theme was go. Oh my God, yes. The song from Tattoo. Oh, I love that song. I used to have that song playing on repeat in a loop. All the things she said.
People probably thought you're insane because that's an insane person song.
Yeah.
Shout out to Victoria. She was fine.
So what are you trying to say, Reg? You trying to say I'm crazy?
I'm not trying to say nothing.
I think we know what you're saying here, Reg.
I'm not saying anything. Hey, that is a good one, though, Tenruza. All the things she said. Look at your eyes right now. Kind of looked a little bit crazy. See? Look.
You were like, oh, that's a crazy people song. I'm sorry. It's a good song.
Look at the eyes, you guys. Look at the eyes.
Tenruza also says you both going to Dynasty. It looks so good. Where is Dynasty?
Oh, it's in Philly.
Oh, when is it?
Soon. It's in like 2 weeks. I'm not because I'm going to be out of town. Yeah, it's like April 6th.
You're going to, oh, that's right. You're going on vacation. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hold on. Let me double check when this is. And
it's on a Sunday though, right?
Oh shit. It's Sunday, April 6th in Philadelphia. Why are we like just reacting this like we haven't seen it a million times?
I'm like, what? Because I think I'm still going to be back for the stream though for my vacation. I think I come back Sunday morning.
In my mind, I've just been thinking about All In.
Yeah, same here. I mean, they're making Dynasty sick, like Swerve's in the main event. I think it's going to be awesome, but I'm thinking past it too. And like I've been thinking about WrestleMania weekend, which is a few weeks after, which why I won't be at Dynasty, you know?
Right. Yeah, no, I'll be here. So wait, will you be here streaming with me or will I be alone?
I think I'll be back in time to stream.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm going to be here regardless and I'll be streaming. So I hope to see you guys here for the AEW Dynasty watch along with or without Reg.
Yes.
Thank you, Tenruza. All right. With that being said, we got to get into this next big topic. And that is Jon Moxley versus Adam Copeland. This one's interesting because we were watching this match and I had told Reg, I'm going to give this match a fair shot. I'm really trying to go for a streak here. I want every match to be great, whatever, right? And the match started and I was just not into it. And I thought like, okay, maybe it's just me. I think it's just you. And then everybody was saying it in the chat and then you started saying it and I'm like, okay, I'm not alone. But then everyone in the crowd was having the best freaking time.
They loved it.
Everybody was having a great time in the crowd. So I'm like, all right, so maybe we're in the minority here, or this is one of those matches that is better in person than it is on television. Because sometimes that happens, right? So Here's the thing, though, is that I thought that was going to be the big talking point of this match. That is not the big talking point of this match. There was a scary moment, like legit scary moment. If you did not watch Dynamite tonight, you're probably going to see this clip all over social media. It was a moment in which they had Edge's Spike, which is the, what is it, like a
Stacy.
2x4, Stacy, whatever. It's Spike, with the stick with the spikes out of it, whatever. And he gets Jon Moxley, and Jon Moxley is stuck onto that spike like a lollipop. I'm not even kidding you. He is sitting there with that thing in his back, right? First I'm thinking like, oh shit, that's nasty, right? But I thought like, okay, maybe, he's just selling it a little extra. And then we get a close-up of this. And once we get a close-up of this, I'm like, oh no, that thing is in there. But then it gets worse. Wheeler Yuta comes out, and I think he's supposed to be taking it off of Jon Moxley, and you see him attempt this, okay? And the moment you see him attempt this, you start to see all of Moxley's skin start looking, it forms a mountain, bro. That shit looked like it was like a giant piece of his skin was gonna come off. And at that moment, Reg, I thought to myself, stop the match, stop everything, do not move anything, do not let Wheeler Yuta be touching Jon Moxley right now. Like, we should have a professional touching Moxley right now. Like, stop everything. But they didn't. They kept it going. The referee.
You thought they did.
Yeah, the referee took the spike off of his back. He made it look a lot easier. Like, I don't know what it was. Maybe it's because they zoomed out and we didn't see the skin being pulled off. Ugh, it was a lot, Reg. I was not a fan of this at all. I will tell you right now, this was too much for me. And I like gore. I like violence. I have deathmatch chair earrings, okay? This was too much for me. I don't think that this was intended on happening the way that it did. I don't think they were expecting for that thing to really get in there. Or maybe they were. I don't know. It's Jon Moxley. He's crazy. But this was a lot.
It felt like it turned to Jackass at that point. I'm like, damn, this is Jackass. That's Steve-O's back. This is crazy. Yeah, I knew, like, I've never seen Denise kind of just be like, stop the match for reals. I'm out of it until today. Like, she was like, she saw the nails thing, and then like in her face, she was like, that's it. I'm done. I don't want to see any more of this. I'm disgusted. Yuta was trying to make me throw up and all this.
I was
hilarious.
Scared. I was legitimately worried. I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, like, you don't know what can happen in a situation like that.
And like, these guys aren't trained to take a giant nail 2x4 out of people's backs. Like, they didn't learn that in wrestling school. The referee didn't learn that as like a CPR. Like, nobody knows like what you're supposed to do in this situation. So it was just like, and then like the point when Yuta runs in and he figures out that he can't take it out of Moxley's back because he's pulling his skin, and he looks at the ref like, help, and then he just runs away. It's like, there's a lot going on here. Like I was saying in the stream, we are talking about this. I guess that's worth something, because when they announced the match last week, there was question marks. Question marks appeared in the sky over my head, and I was like, what? Why? What is this doing? I didn't know what they needed to accomplish beyond what they had accomplished in the main event of Revolution. So I was like, what's the point of this? What's going to further the story than that we've already been told? So the match starts going on, and they start backstage. Copeland jumps Mox, so they're fighting back, but like, they're not really doing anything. It's just like a bunch of brawling punches. They're walking, and it's like nothing's happening. And so they get to the ring, nothing's still happening. They're just like punching each other. It's just like somebody was saying in the chat, Cope still does his I'm Edge heat segment wrestling match for every match that he ever does. And so a lot of this felt like this, just like waiting around while Mox gets the heat in the match, and then you're going to make the comeback and blah, blah, blah. So like, that's what a lot of it felt like until they got to the spike spot. And like, they tricked me, Denise. We talked about it on the stream of like, sometimes people will see moments and then they think that equates to a good match. Like, oh, this big moment happened, so that was a great match because we're blah, blah, blah. And like, for a moment, I was like, maybe this match is something. But then Yuta came out, and his bit, before he got to the nail bit, he did his favorite bit where he interrupts the match. And then after they did get the thing out of Moxley, The rest of Death Riders come down and they're just doing Death Rider bits. And then the end of the match was it was just a big bloodline clusterfuck. There's a million people there. At one point, Nick Wayne and Kip Sabian came in, and Denise was like, there's a lot going on in this match. And I was like, what? Yeah, there was just like so much. It just like, they got me for a minute with the nails, but then it was immediately back to the same matches that they've been doing. So I was like, I really still don't understand what was the point of it.
Yeah, no, I don't know, but that's it. That's the end of it. I imagine, I presume he's going on to face Jon Moxley, is going on to face Swerve Strickland. So I'm feeling like that might be the end of it. And hopefully this feud with Swerve Strickland, I hope this is the thing that kind of gets Moxley back into just feeling like the old Moxley, like the Moxley that he felt like when he first came into AEW.
Right.
All right, let's see. We got Anthony Giuliano who says, "Hey Denise, how are you doing? Just wanted to stop by and say you're God's greatest creation." That's so sweet, Anthony. I don't think so, but I will take it. Thank you, Anthony. That's very nice of you.
Take that compliment.
Reg is like, or else I'll take it.
I'm God's greatest.
I love that. Let's see. And so that was really the big topic on that portion of it all. But Will Ospreay versus AR Fox is the last thing we haven't gotten into. A fun match that I thought was shorter than I was expecting. But after seeing, that they gave enough time to the women's match and then as well as the post match with Toni Storm, I see why this match was as quick as it was. That was fine. I was expecting a few more minutes in it, but it is what it is. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah. No, this one just felt like
cutting wasn't too bad.
Right. This one just felt like a crowd pleaser with the snow stuff, and some wrestlers maybe weren't going to show up. Ospreay said on X or Twitter that he's there with his gear and he's down to wrestle. So like they were like, okay, we can make this match. They made it super fun. It's just a fun TV match. Nothing to really write home about. Ospreay just shows how over he is. Him coming after that after the world title match, I think says a lot, because the crowd was into the world title match, and just because they're big stars and a lot going on. But Ospreay, you could feel that energy. You could feel how the fans react differently to his entrance, to his spots, to everything. That he just feels like a main character, they say in AEW. He feels like he should be in the main event. And this is just reassuring that, like, if Ospreay's on a TV match, it's going to be something amazing and something great and something we should be seeing on a weekly basis. Really fun. Seeing AR Fox, he's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. He got to get some good fun offense in there. This is just a fun TV match that they should always have.
Yeah, that's basically what it was there. All right, with that being said, a few more items I forgot to mention. We did have Hangman Adam Page declaring himself for the Owen. So as of right now, Hangman and Will Ospreay are the ones that are in it. So already, there you go. You have already two big names that are part of it. So that's huge. Still nothing announced yet for the women. So not too sure yet when that's going to start rolling in. Maybe hopefully by next week. And then the other thing is we did have an MJF promo as well, basically saying he wants his Triple B back. Anything else that stood out to you during that, Reg?
Well, he's said that next week he's going to give MVP and the fans the answer on kind of if he'll get along with the Hurt Syndicate. He was saying that he does actually need help and he would like to maybe have a crew. So that's some intriguing talk there. But next week we're really going to get to it. But I'm glad that they had these two guys, MJF and Hangman, on the show having a presence. They should be present on every show,
Raphael Smith. I don't know why I said Raphael Smith. Do I know Raphael Smith? Where did I get Smith from?
I don't know who that is.
I don't know. I'm going to check to see if I have a Raphael Smith in my contacts, because where did I get Smith from? All right, Rafael Garcia says, to be honest, I don't think anyone was going to like Cope Mox no matter where it was on the card. It was always going to stick out like a sore spike, Janice Stacy.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those doomed from the starts, because that's another thing we kind of talked about when maybe we had the realization in this pod, Denise. Maybe these guys just don't have chemistry together. Like the match was just like, just kind of boring. And I just think chemistry has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, I think so too. And I don't want to say, like, there's been some matches where like I wasn't really looking forward to it, and then I watch it and I'm like, oh shit, that match really delivered. I wasn't expecting that. So I feel like even though we weren't interested in the match to begin with, they could have won me over, because that's happened to me a bunch of times. And so with that being said, yeah, it is what it is. But hopefully Mox is okay and healed, and all of that. It's gonna be yeah.
Shit.
That would not be fun to be looking at it right afterwards. Not fun. Thank you, Raphael. All right, before we go, just a friendly reminder of what they basically have coming up. So there's going to be AEW Collision Sunday, Saturday Night Slam, and Sunday Night Slam. They got several matches announced for Saturday. Daniel Garcia versus Adam Cole for the TNT title with everyone banned from ringside. Julia Hart versus Queen Aminata Part 3. Konosuke Takeshita, Brian Cage, Lance Archer versus Mark Briscoe, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Rocky Romero. Plus the Max Caster Open Challenge. AEW Collision Sunday nights. They're going to do the Death Riders versus Top Flight and AR Fox for the AEW Trios title. Hologram and Commander versus the Beast Mortos and Dralistico. Harley Cameron in action, and then Bandito versus Johnny TV. Bandito, who did have a promo here today, looked like $1 million. AEW Dynamite next week. So far, all we have is Kenny Omega live and MJF answers MVP.
Hot. That's some hot stuff coming up.
All righty. With that being said, guys, that is our show for today. As always, thank you guys so much for tuning in each and every single week with us to chat some AEW Dynamite. Whether you stuck around for the watch along and the review or either or, thank you so freaking much for that. Tomorrow, I will be live streaming WWE 2K25. I have no idea what I'm going to do. So let's just wish me luck. I'm just hoping the stream actually works, to be honest. I'm going to look like a goof tomorrow. And then after that, I'm back for SmackDown on Friday. And I believe that's pretty much my schedule for the week. Daily videos going up. I dropped a video today. What video did I drop today? Oh, yeah. Worst wrestling names ever. Check it out. That one was a really, really fun one. I'm actually really proud of that video. So give it some love so that hopefully more people can find it on YouTube. I'm posting daily videos, guys. I don't even think people realize that, but they're going up every single dang day. There is something up here new on this channel. So please make sure to take a look at that. And then, Reg, what do you got going on?
It's just Grapsody this week on Saturday, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 Eastern. Grapsody.bitcartel.com if you want to catch some Grapsody merch. Yeah, I think that's it for the week.
And then for those asking what time tomorrow for the stream, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. All of the streams are set in advance. So just go to my homepage of my YouTube channel, go to upcoming live streams, and you will see all of the times and everything are pretty much all set up in case you guys forget. But that's about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please do not forget to subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you guys all on the next one. Bye, everyone.